Big Screen Nation. Today I'm going to be talking about this movie that's been long awaited for by a lot of fans, Disney fans, and it's finally out. Came out yesterday, but you know, it might be 2 days ago, depending on where you came up from in the world. You know, Disney have finally released Mulan. They finally released Mulan. You know, Mulan got put on hold because of all this coronavirus stuff. You know, there was big trailers and everything for it. Everything had to kind of just get stopped because lockdown took their moment away. But finally, Mulan has been released by Disney. Now, this film is, you know, the story, if not, you don't know the story about Mulan. She's a young girl who grows up to be a woman who wants to be a warrior and wants to fight for the Imperial Army, right? And protect the Emperor. So, you know, what happens with her is that, you know, her parents get war, her dad gets called to war, and she takes her dad's place in war and basically goes, and I won't give the whole story away, yeah, because I don't know if you've watched it or not, and I don't want to be too much of a spoiler and just tell you the beginning, middle, end. But basically, that's the plot of the story, if you haven't seen it. Right, so anyway, it starts off quite well. Yeah, it starts off very well. You know, this little girl, Mulan, you see her power, well, you don't see her powers, but you see that she has special powers. You know, she's able to harness the chi of the universe and use it to do special things, you know, martial arts type kind of way, you know. Oh yeah, if you don't know, it's kind of like a bit of a martial arts film, you know. It's martial arts film. It's not too heavy, but it's martial arts film, but it's got a good Disney story there. Right? So basically, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. You know, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Right? There were things that I loved about the film. Yeah. When I compare it to the old Mulan, and there's things that I really didn't like about the film. So I'm just gonna cut straight into it. Basically, what I loved about this Disney film, yeah, is that they took away the fluffy animals and stuff like that they put in some of these Disney films. They took away, you know, this dragon that's in the old cartoon, this talking dragon that just drove me crazy. I just hated it. Sorry, Eddie Murphy, but I hated the dragon in the old film. It just literally put me off watching it. Anyway, so they got rid of that. So that is one of the greatest things they've done in this film. You know, another thing I like about this film is that they kind of kept it true to the, you know, whole imperial atmosphere and the way how, you know, they train and do martial arts for the thing, and the honor, you know, the family honor and all that sort of stuff. They kind of kept real true. They didn't try to mess with anything along those lines, which I found was great. Things I didn't like about Mulan. Okay, right. What they did in Mulan, yeah, is that they showed from when she was young, they showed her you could see the potential of her abilities and her strengths. And, you know, I was expecting in the film for Mulan's abilities to kind of like flourish and you get to see her at her full potential. But what I got from Mulan, yeah, is that she never actually reached like her full potential where she was supposed to be, like martial arts wise, harnessing her chi and everything like that. They didn't really push that across. They never made it special, in a sense. They never made that special. They made her special when she was young, but when she grew up, they didn't make her special. So that was a big downer to me. Another downer for me as well was that they used this phoenix in the film. Yeah, the phoenix graphics wasn't great, but it was better than Harry Potter, I must say it's better than Harry Potter's type Phoenix. It looked semi-real, yeah. But you use a Phoenix in a film, and you know, I had to make sure I knew and do my research on, you know, what does the Phoenix symbolize in this film, yeah. And the Phoenix is supposed to symbolize death and rebirth by fire, that sort of thing, you know. So in the film of Mulan, you've got this Phoenix that appears a good like multiple times in the film, and I feel like they could have kind of cut that down quite a lot. Like they could just maybe show the Phoenix maybe 3 or 4 times, you know, keep it mythological. Because sometimes some scenes that they had the Phoenix in, they could have maybe used that to do better scenes in the film. Another scene I want to talk about as well. When Mulan in an original like cartoon, she gets ready for war. Yeah, she cuts her hair. You know, it's quite a build up to create a suspense and kind of create the emotion of her actually going out there behind her father's back and doing her thing. Yeah, but in this movie, yeah, they show her kind of like just pick up the armor. All of a sudden, she's ready, and she goes and leaves. They cut all of that. Now they could have got rid of the whole Phoenix scenes that they had to kind of like keep that important scene in the film, in this new film, and you know, get rid of some of the nonsense that they had in there. Another thing I really liked and didn't like at the same time is that Mulan has like continually having this dialogue with this witch that works for the enemy side, like which is really big. I mean, the witch has a whole heap of powers and all sorts of stuff going on. Yeah. And Mulan's in this dialogue with this witch. It's almost like she's kind of like, the witch is kind of like trying to get her to go over to the enemy side and get her to realize her full potential. Yeah. Like, but Mulan, like, you know, she wants to stay on that side. So it's one of those things where, you know, if you watch Star Wars, you watch all these different type of films where, you know, you got the dialogue fight between good and evil, like going on. And she's done that now. And basically that witch basically has so much powers, so much going on. And then, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I want to say anyway. The way how the witch disappears from the film is just so annoying. Like, you would expect something a bit more dramatic or a bit more, you know, flavorful than just the classic rubbish that you see in all these other films. I mean, it's just so predictable, like, but so dead at the same time. So I really didn't like that about it. And I want to try and just leave it there because I don't want to spoil the whole film for you guys that are going to watch it. Mulan overall was a disappointment. Yeah, there were bits in there that were funny, but overall it was a disappointment. I mean, you see fight scenes supposed to be like the kung fu type movies. It's almost like they tried to do the old school kung fu movies, like kind of feel when it came to going to war. But you know, some of the scenes were a bit flashy. Some of the scenes where they're trying to do the kind of like martial arts things, running on walls and stuff, it's almost like they should have got someone from the 1980s to do it for them, and they would have most probably got it right. Because this day and age, you have the budget, you have technology and everything to make it right, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work. I mean, you have to see it yourself to have your own judgment on it, but this is just my opinion. Yeah, you may love the film. I thought the film was okay, but when you compare it to what it should have been, you can clearly see that they've cut out scenes. Like, you know, although the editing isn't too well, the editing is a bit questionable on of it. This is Disney, so it should be much better than that. But You know, the editing is not too great. You could tell that, I could personally tell that scenes were cut out and they were better off just leaving them in. So, you know, if they have a director's cut in the future, I would like to see that and see how, you know, they could have made it better on this release. I feel like they could have took more time and done it more better than rushing. Right, I'm going to give the film Mulan 5 out of 10. Mediocre 5 out of 10. If you want to see more reviews from me, please hit the notification bell and like and subscribe.